was this thing going to get reduced and then sound changes would happen to it, or were sound changes going to happen and then it was going to get reduced? And basically the difference was between whether this thing was going to surface as a T or an N, so tantak or tanak, tanak. And the result of that, remember, because these were going to be added together, but it really didn't matter.
Yeah, because, I mean...
It was a tie.
Yeah, and they blew the other one out of the water, so it's not even like option number one was a factor.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2A and 2B are completely equal, which I think means people now get to have a vote.
Yeah, I think so. So, I guess...
Because they are...
We should both try to just, like, say these things, all right? Tontak tutu ritik, or tonak tutu ritik. There you go.
I should have been listening to you better.
Well, just like say them and see like which one feels better to you.
Tontak tutu ritik. I don't like the H there.
Ritik.
Ritik. Tonak. Tonak. Tutu.
Tutu. You're just smiling too much.
You want this smiling cat to talk. It comes out as tsutsu. But yeah.
Hello, texture.
Tontak, tonak, tonak. Interesting. And that WH portion would always be the same, right? Like, for what question? Like, it's always going to be no matter what we're questioning.
Well, this is where it's going to get fun. After we decide on this, then we're going to figure out how the other WH questions are going to work.
Well, no, I don't mean like who. I just mean like if we're asking what as the question word, it's always either going to be tontak or tonak, right? Like that's the form of what is our
tontak and tonak. Tontak.
Tonak. I'm really feeling the T. I think in part because it just blocks the nasalization. And that feels more natural than having a nasal and not nasalizing after it.
Tonak. Yeah, I kind of am too. I wasn't last week, but now I'm kind of getting it.
It also just kind of provides a nice little hit. Tontak. So anyway, that's where I am. But I'm also like totally open to being like, hey, you're here.
Now, I haven't heard the word to be in nigh on 6-7 years.
And hey, Tincture Overcast, glad to have you here this week. What about to be? Oh, and David. What is to be?
It's like an early type of streaming service / website.
Wow.
That's an inside joke for Carl and I that somebody may get or may not, because that might have been one of the lines that was cut. Carl, we translated 2 lines that were cut yesterday, and one of them required some work. It's my fault. Forgot to delete them from the worksheet.
Okay, so what do you want to do about this? What?
I don't know. I mean, we both have kind of a preference here, and they've always been saying there should be the David and Jesse option. So I think since it was a tie, we should just go with our gut.
Tontak?
Yeah, tontak.
And tontak it is.
All right.
And
it also makes more sense because this will mean that the sound changes have happened, and this was just a phrase that happened kind of later, and it crunched on down.
And see, this is what I meant by I already had it in the grammaticalization notes.
Yeah.
And so there it is. So if you delete this, it's still in the document.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we don't forget.
Okay. I want to keep it here because I want to stay right
Oh
here.
no, that's fine. I just want you to know that when you're done with it right here, it's in the document.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right. I think maybe last week I wasn't pronouncing it quite right. And this week I'm getting the tauntaun of it, the comic that certain people are obsessed with that I'm not a fan of.
What?
This one? Familiar?
No.
Yeah, and conlangers are obsessed with it because, or at least older European conlangers are obsessed with it because there's like a really poorly done non-conling in it.
Right. Okay, I've heard of. I remember that as like a random factoid, but I had no idea. Like I've never seen it, never tried to read it, never.
It's just.
I just remember it being mentioned somewhere along the way. Wow, there's a whole shop for it.
Oh, there's a whole everything for it. But where's the one where he does that? Here, we'll look it up very briefly. I hope and pray that was it, Athlands.
That okay, yeah.
That Bibluridian's going to back me up on tauntaun. Oh, look at this, sillylinguistics.com.
But that's Atlantean.
I
think this is a different.
Mm-mm.
Is it? Coastal Atlantean is Atlands?
Yeah, but yeah, this is the kind of thing where it looks like vaguely like some Germanic language. Yeah. Oh, there's a TV.
Oh yeah, I would probably also say 1010 no matter what.
Yeah.
Forgetting that it would be Tonton. Huh. We're so linguistics. Yes, Miles. Yes. Boy, that is an oversight. Okay, back here though.
Yeah, let's go ahead and fill
let's
this
what this
in
up.
and start with that. I think we're probably going to need that.
Oh, for like if we need a subject versus object or something like that.
Okay. Okay, our sentence is.
I guess the only.
What did the mouse say?
Wait.
Yeah.
Would we need it if it was in a local case? Like, to what did you run? Like.
We'll see in a minute.
That would be where though, not what. So that would be potentially something else anyway. I don't know. I guess you could run to something. I don't know. I'm waffling there.
And speaking of which, what national day is it?
Is it waffle day?
Keep going.
Pancake day?
No. You were half right.
Waffle? Belgian waffle?
We heard about it on the radio.
When?
Today.
I was so not listening to the radio.
That's why you were talking over the concert announcement. Ha ha ha! Bibluridian's got my back.
Wait. It's always waffle day with LangTime Studio. Yes. Let's back up a second.
Uh-huh.
Because what I just heard you tell me was that you were ignoring what I was saying to you so you could try to hear the concert announcement on the radio without ever once telling me that you were not listening to me, but were instead listening to the radio. This is what I'm hearing from you.
I thought that we were both listening to the announcement to hear what concert tickets were coming up, and then you were just blithely talking over it. It's like, wow, that's kind of rude.
I see that. Oh my gosh. Talk about rude. You're not even listening to me when I talk.
And anyway, so you missed that it is National Chicken and Waffle Day.
Oh, chicken and waffle.
Yeah, that's
was
right.
That half. Okay.
Yeah, Roscoe's got a mention on the radio.
Wow. All right. So also, hey Bib, nice to see you here.
I get that, Viren, even though I never played Fallout.
All right. So what did the mouse eat? It was that first one.
Yeah. Okay, so we need. I know nothing about comics besides Peanuts and Garfield. Things have happened since then. Should check out the Boondocks. All right. So we need something for C. Let's see. Do we have a verb for C yet?
I don't think so.
Mm.
I'm gonna check though.
Pimplerian says he's multitasking even more than he usually does, and yet he's already contributed 2 things to the chat. I think what's happened is he's found a way to biology himself a second set of arms.
No, we do not have a verb for to see.
Okay, so like, we don't want to use eat for who, like.
I'm so curious to know what you're multitasking on, Bib.
You know
Okay,
what?
anyway, go on. What?
You know what? We do need this, and I'm going to tell you why. Because this is an object. What if it was a subject? So we're going to go like this, and then we're going to actually delete that. So I don't want it. And I'm going to call this one subject. Well, whatever. I hate the mouse. I know.
Okay, I'm gonna well, I guess if you want to stick with the same vocabulary, I get it.
Yeah, I know. Otherwise, if we have a more neutral verb, that's why I thought of C. Do we have a more neutral verb?
I don't think so, but I was also seeing if we just had a more, any sort of, ice. You can eat ice. There we go. Hug, chase, throw, toss.
I guess chase it works. So that's to, or specifically to hik. But that's going to change everything. To hook, isn't it?
I think our example sentence is actually to throw, David. Reet is to throw.
Thank you. What?
Or tossed. To throw, to toss. Yeah, we don't actually have a verb for to eat yet.
All right. Well, that's good that we have this. Like, did I write that? No, he did have.
Throw.
So he did write throw there. Okay.
It's just for whatever reason in the purple down below it says to eat.
No.
And so, interesting. Okay, now I'm getting really sidetracked. But you know what? They're talking about food. Do you wanna break into what I brought up
yes,
for
I
us?
do.
Remember when you scroll, sometimes it messes things up.
I know, but I had to make sure that somebody was
Okay.
speaking against chicken and waffles, specifically maple syrup. Maple syrup and fried chicken is amazing. It's a revelation.
Bacon and maple syrup is more amazing, but
Mm.
okay.
These are gingerbread cookies that Jesse made, and they're among my favorite cookies. Mm.
Oh yeah, Brian. I saw it. I haven't been able to read through the recipes that you mentioned on Discord yet. I'll see if they remind me of
Oh my God.
the old. Oh, they're back.
Why are we this big? Like, because I'm going to tell you this, we're not. We are absolutely not big enough to warrant this.
All right.
I just did one of
Ooh,
them.
blueberry pancakes. Yes, Ragdoll. I do love blueberry pancakes. Okay, so what through the mouse?
We need to flip the agreement.
The H was the one, right? Although flipping the agreement also means we're gonna have to flip the vowel, I think, or change it. I mean.
Jonathan. Maybe the bots just want to learn.
You know what? Let's not be judgmental. We offer great knowledge for all. Okay. When it's followed by a consonant. No, it'll still be I, right? So,
Yeah.
If read is to throw, though, what happens?
Good question. Because we get rid of the geminate. I think it's actually going to be rithitzik, I believe. Because I thought we instituted that sound change.
I think so, but let's see what Lexergy has to say. Medieval.
Lethargy. Brought to you by Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, rithitzik.
Nice. And nothing else would need to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in this one we were still fronting.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the object one was fronted. Okay.
This is a neat way of doing it because it's like when you get to the verb, it's a fun little surprise to see, you know.
Especially whenever it's what followed by mouse, and you're thinking, okay, the mouse did something.
There's a word for that, where it's like
Garden path.
Is it garden path where you assume one thing and then it's subverted when you come along? Yeah.
Because essentially you have to reconsider the whole unit together to figure out the meaning because you're surprised by where it went. Okay.
Yes. All right. So then that settles what? And so now for
all these other horrible words. I vote we just use ta-ta for all of them and move on to our... Just kidding.
Who threw the mouse? Whom did the mouse throw?
Okay, this came from ok, meaning what.
So
could we take...
Is it? Is it what?
I also think though, like, instead of it being class 9, for them the prototypical agent is going to be a cat, right? So like it would be a class 1. So instead of what, if we wanted to use this exact same strategy, it would be like who cat. Essentially like which cat threw the mouse. Because like,
oh, and do you think maybe
kind of,
this would just kind of stay and it would be kind of become a complementizer? You know, the same way we have in English, you know, it's him, what did it?
Yeah. I like that.
So.
And so the pronoun forms that you would need to replace,
it is, it's right
okay.
here.
Mu. But you would have to replace the it, 9, it.
Maybe, but maybe not. if this is a presentational construction.
In other words, it would just be tatak all over again?
No, because this would be, what's the proto for mouse? Or cat, isn't it that?
I think so. Goodness, where do we have? Okay, so we have far too many cats.
Hmm.
Okay, but where's the protoform?
I mean,
There we go. Yes, it's right there. But you try to search for cat in our document, and you're going to go through 132 instances.
right, but you could have just searched for that.
But that's only if you're right. If you're wrong, then I wouldn't find it.
Yeah. So I believe that's going to be tamak. Tamak. Like, you'll see what I mean. To, you know, because it's well, wait, yeah. So tahamiyak muak, but we do it like this. And so the thing is,
This, the nasalization would carry through. And you would
it
end up
would.
with tamonk.
yeah, tamak, tamak, tamak.
Tamak. Tamak. But I'm really bad at these.
Yeah, so like it's gonna come out as
The way you did that. Yeah, you're like, yeah, you are.
tamak. Tamak, yeah. So tamtak, but tamak.
I'm
I
good
mean,
with it.
yeah, the only other. Yeah.
You're thinking something as you stare at it. And I'd like to know what.
Well, I'm just thinking if you change that to something else.
Actually, what agreement would it require? Because is the what
That would still be 9.
still class 9?
Yeah.
So on the verb, it would still require a class 9 agreement?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So who did the mouse throw would be exactly the same, except the who is being replaced with tamonk.
That's correct. So let's oh, I'm keeping it.
Nice. And thus our writing system has a weird capital in the middle, forevermore. So we need capital and lowercase in this.
I am in Jeeler. I put capital letters at the end of the sentence and at the end of a proper noun, just because.
Nice. Well, now it's going to be in the middle. Just because. And you got to figure out from there, like, where it ends.
It's not
Because it's
even-
like in the middle.
It's not even in the exact middle.
Well, no, of course not. That would make it too easy. And the last half of the last cookie is for you.
Oh, that's very nice. Dark roast.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Little, I mean, it looks kind of cool, right?
Yeah. Mm. By the way, while we take a moment to allow me to enjoy this, really enjoy it, Jesse is going to remind us about the CopyCon survey and share the link again.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes, but I have to find the link that you sent me, right? Which means you message me far too often for this to be helpful. I need you to keep resending me that one link. Okay, so yes, CopyCon, we are, see all links. Oh, there it is. Perfect. I am linking in the chat the current CopyCon site selection poll. So this is, in case you missed last week, we had narrowed it down to 7 locations. And ooh, a little bit of ginger there. And from the 7 locations we narrowed it down to, this poll is meant to further narrow it down, hopefully to 1 location. But this is really, I want to stress that this is what we hope is the first CopyCon. And hopefully there will be more. And so we understand that there is no perfect location, and that's because we have people all over the world. And so we're just trying to get the most involvement that we could. And so if you, as a viewer, patron, whatever, are excited and interested in attending a CopyCon, please participate in this poll so that way we can get a better idea of how many people would be able to be involved at each location. They are in Europe and the U.S. Those are the final 7. So 4 locations in the United States from coast to coast, and 3 locations in Europe, Western Europe. And so please put your preferences in. I will say right now the initial results are really showing clear preferences for certain locations. Do I give it away, or do I just say vote how you need to vote for yourself instead of trying to make?
I think that since we're doing ranked choice voting, you really should just vote how you wish. And we're going to do a couple of different styles for interpreting the results to make sure that we get the best winner. So one is going to be the runoff version, where it's like if one selection doesn't get 50%, then you eliminate the last place option and reapportion their votes and keep going until you get a 50% winner. We have 2 that are fighting it out, and a third that's kind of a dark horse. Dark horse.
Yeah. But then we're also doing, because we had, it said this is going to be potentially a Condorcet winner. And so we're not just tabulating overall votes, we're also doing, looking at doing the runoff whenever we have final votes. We're also doing the full matrices for the Condorcet style, where essentially you pair up these 2 cities. Did this one beat this one?
Yeah.
Did this one beat this other one? And so just looking to see which city was ranked higher than the other cities most often. And right now they're giving the exact same results. So it's not there was a popular choice, but then the Condorcet choice. Right now everything is coming out the same, but we are being sensitive to that, because by looking at the full matrix, we can definitely start to see patterns in terms of, if it's in the US, this is preferred, if it's in Europe, this is preferred, and so on. And so, I'd say, of course, there could be some sort of Zoom sesh or something.
Well,
this is not,
there are 2 things to keep in mind, though.
We need
One,
good technology.
If we do or if we are actually going to stream the last episode, it will be on an off day, so probably not on a Thursday, and it's not going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be local time, wherever that happens to be. And 2 is that the local time will determine when the Zoom sesh will
Could
be.
Yeah. And that would also, of course, wherever we are, we should have good streaming technology. And so that would be a possibility. But yeah, we want as many people involved as possible. But yeah, so please join in, vote, get your ranks in, and we will work with what we got.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Okay, good. They're open till 5:30, so we should be good.
Nice, Jonathan.
Okay. And so
That
yeah.
then makes me think my name should be Jeshi. Very Sean Connery.
Just Jesh.
Jesh.
Welcome back, Jesh.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, yes.
Let's see. All right.
So are we going to extend this to...
Yeah, so now we gotta figure out what is now things get complicated.
They weren't before.
Yeah, that was easy. We're gonna save this one till last. Plunk it down there. Where is usually where you go next? But I
And I
think
had to remind myself, we do not have a locative. We have allative, ablative, and illative.
But I think what I want to do is who's next.
Dark horse complicated.
Because what is the genitive? Can you go to our this? Oh, here it is. Ich, claw. So it's just an I. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that this will be easy. So let's do who's next.
And do Tamuk with...
Yeah, it's gonna be both though. So who's animate?
And what's...
Yeah. And then inanimate. So there's no reason why we can't have both.
It's actually really interesting that in English we don't have an inanimate option, which is why it's kind of weird. It's like the house whose roof is tiled. I don't know. And it's like, whose?
Yeah. Okay, so whose ball or shovel? How about that? Whose shovel?
Throwing shovels.
It's the mice do. They come to the cat kingdom and just throw their shovels all around.
DJ.
And then this will be it's not going to.
It's going to come before the K, isn't it?
No. Wait. It'd be like, it is who, what's, yeah, no, it should come after. It's just going to be a little suffix. It's just going to be a little suffix.
Okay.
That's all. Tiny little suffix.
A suff. Get a little suff.
And so it's, let's do that. Yeah. And we are going to.
But are we gonna do the voicing? Tamunge?
No, and I mean, tamake. I'll tell you why I don't think that we should. Since we didn't voice, excuse me, wow. Since we didn't voice this, I don't think we should voice this.
And we didn't voice the top one though. I thought that was because it was too close to the. Because isn't it like you don't actually get the voicing till you're further?
No, that was the thing. We were gonna do it. That was what the poll was.
Gotcha.
And so since we didn't do that one, I don't think we should do this one. So I think we should be tomate.
Okay.
So tomate DJ titi ritsi hik. And so
But this now is
yes.
DJ, which is class class 8, and that's a ya or yang. Go down to this table.
No. God damn it.
Are they back?
Yeah. Like this doesn't work at all. Like it doesn't actually hide the user. This is nothing. Like YouTube is actually useless. Completely useless when it
I
comes
think it's
to.
going to be like Ritzi Yek. It's going to not be an eek, I don't think. Because it's the ya agreement.
No, it's this.
Yeah, isn't it going to change the vowel after it?
Why would it?
Because I don't know.
No.
Okay. All right, and God, how are we gonna do this?
It's the same sentence.
What's shovel did the mouse throw?
So this is and then I think it's the same. I think it's just an E. Oh, darn it. Let's want all those things to be. Oh. Oh. Well, oh. Because, hold on a sec. You see what I mean?
Okay. I need you to walk me back where what you were doing. So I was looking down to look something up.
Well, I mean, just look at these two and see the problem that we're facing.
Is it a problem, or is it just like it's going to take a different vowel?
It's a whole mess.
And so it wouldn't be take. We would end up with like tatuku.
I don't know, like. I guess if we just decided that this was just going to be a separate thing, and then later it was going to.
Because I think the taunt stands, yeah?
Yeah, so then it's just. I guess it's going to be very, very strange.
Miles says problem. More like features.
Don't. Ooh,
That's cute.
I don't like it.
But you changed the wrong one, babe.
Damn I mean, it should at the very least be tantiki, tantiki,
Oh, with the...
tantiku. It's just a very strange word. Hey, Scott. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you think so. I'm thinking it should be tantiki, but tantuku is, I guess, yeah. Just a very, I mean, we could. It seems that doing so would be going against the spirit of the poll.
To do tantuku?
No, tantiki would be going against the spirit of the poll. Don't you agree?
Sorry, I'm reading Jake. Could we force the harmony? Enjoy it, Brian. I guess
he's telling us we have to go get dinner.
At 2:45 in the afternoon.
Oh. To beat the rush.
We gotta beat the early bird specials.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't understand why it would go against the spirit of the poll.
To change it from U to E?
Did we vote on U to E?
No.
So I don't know how it's going against any spirit.
Spirit of the poll says the sound changes happened first, then these things combined.
And so it doesn't care about the tongue.
Yeah.
Because they combine later.
Yes.
Okay. Now I get what you're saying. I'm not upset about the tantuku. Tantuki.
Alright.
Tantuku. I don't know. Like, we can have a little poll here to be like, is this one form going to, over time, end up harmonizing in a way that, you know, because speakers don't have to abide by a full rule system. They could be like, this one form we're going to change. Kind of like how we can bring things yesterday now. Because why not?
It's going to show up very infrequently, so I think eventually it would.
Like it would eventually just kind of match the patterns they're used to. And it doesn't mean it's always going to do that. It just means this one form is like tantuki.
Yeah.
Although without the N, right?
Yep.
I mean, I like it. I think it shows that, like, this could be variation in progress right now.
I like it. Okay. Now it takes care of that. Now let's move on to where.
So I mean, obviously the reason I was trying to remind myself if we have a locative, it could be like, put like in what or something.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
And yeah, Miles, the harmony starts at the beginning and moves through the word.
No, Miles is talking about what harmonizes, and sir, I apologize. You're gonna have to go back and look it up. It's very complicated. It's not like anything else I've ever seen. Allative, oblative, illative. Oh, that's right, but then these are doubling as essives. Now let's look at
the sources. Oh yeah, they are there. Okay, I was like, if they aren't there, we also have a table. Oh, the allative doubles as a general locative case.
Mm-hmm.
So the allative form would be.
Well, yeah, but then the illative would double as an essive and the ablative is.
Right, but a general locative case is the allative. Because the allative doubles as an adessive or general locative case. The other ones don't say general locative case. However, the ablative is also the without sense.
Okay, I know what it should be. What is the place? What's bam olive? And then this can change.
Depending on.
Yeah.
Okay. Did.
And I think it should be cave or hole.
I just want to say where a noun occurs in a core case. Oh, it will have a reflex, not in a local case. Never mind, never mind. I was like, did we discuss that in the verb section? But yes, yes. Okay, yes. I like the idea as a person who likes caves. I'm all about cave.
So we have this, you know.
Oh, that means home. That, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
So never mind.
Did we create the word torso?
Mm-mm.
Really? Oops.
And so yeah, I like that use. I think, and plus as one of the class markers, that kind of reifies its genericness, and I like that.
Okay, so then this is going to become.
Yeah.
Then this oak. So let's figure this out first.
Ooh, Beniques. Oh, I love it.
It's a bit long.
It is, but we can shorten it. But look how cute it is. Beniques.
I thought we got rid of geminates. Like I thought we had a rule that got rid of geminates. Geminate simplification. All surviving geminates.
When following a consonant.
Huh.
My theory is that with that geminate form, it's a strong one, the initial syllable would end up getting shortened to just a nasal vowel, bunques, or something like that.
Yeah. Because the sound changes are happening first, and so that's the protoform, but essentially it's going to have a middle stage where it's like this. Wait, yeah, let's figure that out. Acos. So, dun, dun.
Tobaccos.
Tamancos. I think it's got to be, because the thing is with two nasalized vowels like that, I think the nasalization is actually going to force it to become. Tamancos. Tamancos. Yeah. And the KK is going to simplify to just K.
Right.
But it's not going to do anything else. So tamancos.
And then where we replaced, can you go scroll back down to the purple part? I want to make sure in the grammaticalization I've got this. We replaced that. And then that would be this. And that became, oops, close.
Okay. And now
Because I just wanted to make sure I was.
And now we just need to figure out the other cases. So ablative is the yo one, and then illative.
Right, so yah is ablative source and num is the illative.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
okay. So let's do. This is weird. Look at this. Why is that like that?
I don't know.
No, it's just the extra space right there.
Oh.
Oh, I think it's because this didn't combine with that very nicely.
And so it just pushed it.
Yeah. I don't understand what these marks are.
I think it's for syllabification purposes. I think.
No. Oops.
Or is it meant to be stressed? Yeah. Okay. All the things I noticed that you put out, I didn't notice until just now. You have a Rams mug out here.
Yeah.
We got a lot of things that David found as he was unpacking new things, and so our desk has more little critters on it, like an otter and another lizard, but I did not notice the mug. I was so taken in with all the animals. Okay, I am paying attention again.
And this,
Oh, I just moved my whole.
is this ablative?
The ya one, yalch, is ablative. Illative is num.
A very slight makeover. But did I get those right?
What? You moved.
I don't know.
Here's the.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is going to be.
Oh, because that's like that. Okay. Tamak ya, tamak no. Now this is strange. This form has gotta change.
Oops.
Because it's all nasalized.
Okay, so yeah, I think it's either going to become a velar nasal or dropped altogether and just in. So either the K is going to drop out or it's going to make the whole thing a velar.
Yeah, okay.
Little metathesis.
And then throw a shovel. Oops. No. From. Where did the mouse throw a shovel from?
Okay.
All right.
And got all of those down here. Okay.
And that feels like a pretty big accomplishment to me.
Dun, dun, dun. And yes, Tincture Overcast, David did do a little overhaul, but to the part you can't see, so it doesn't really. Right now, maybe we should, if you're going to do a picture, we should put this. This fell off when you were moving things around.
Oh, I wasn't going to do a picture. I just wanted to see this otter meme, this hot otter meme. This got dropped.
Oh, look at that. Staring at the otter.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you.
Sorry, hold on. Okay, here we go. Cheers.
Awesome. Oh, goodness. I'm struggling today. Uh-oh.
Copico. Whether you're struggling or whether you're not.
Whether you listen to your partner or the radio.
I still don't know what concert that was. It was going to be in January. I was excited to hear.
You could, at any point, have said, hey, I want to hear what this says. Instead, you just ignore everything I'm saying.
I was concentrating. And it was like the only word I missed was the band.
Then your concentration is struggling, my man.
And it was Jack FM. It could have been literally anybody. It could have been like Gloria Estefan, Metallica, New Order, like literally anybody.
Ooh, yes, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
No, it's December.
December 4th.
Mm-hmm. December 3rd.
I thought it was on my birthday.
You already got the tickets, right?
No.
What? How are we going to go if we don't have tickets?
Well, I will get them.
Well, it's probably too late now.
You think they're sold out?
I mean, yeah. It's been ages.
They don't come for another month and a half.
It's been ages.
Anyway, we'll work on that later. Or you'll go through. It's either the 3rd or the 4th. One of those days.
See, I was concerned because you had already purchased tickets. And
Oh, it is the 3rd, okay.
And it's like you already purchased tickets and it was, you know, and it was on Meridian's birthday, but no, apparently you haven't, and it was 3rd.
That's what I just said was, oh look, it's the 3rd.
Yeah.
And then you ignored me. Mm-hmm.
It's Ontario. I didn't ignore you. I heard it. I just said it a different way.
Repeated it and used it as your own.
I wanted to say it my way.
All right. When?
Yeah, so the thing is, it's going to be the same as this. But we need a word for time, and that might get difficult.
Is how going to be the same, but like with road or something? Path?
Probably with from ablative.
What are you thinking?
Thinking this is going to drive me nuts.
I feel like I fixed it in one of the things.
No.
Actually, no, this is... oh, no, it's not fixed down there. Part of it is the copy. Well, how many is also wrong if you're going to do that.
I'm just going to delete it is what I'm going to do.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, well, which needs a little fix.
Oh,
All right. But also one of the reasons I had held off on purchasing the tickets is we have to have a serious discussion about the 3 p.m. or the 7:30 p.m. showing. I gotta know which one we're going to. Serious stuff. Alright, so which one you want to tackle first?
none of them. I hate to these questions.
For when you're thinking same construction but replace the being with some generic timey related word.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, anybody got some ideas for great words that could be used for time?
What would cats use as like a passing of time marker?
Where the sun is on the floor, because that's how they move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they go to different spots of the house to stay with the sun.
What did we do in our last
You said what I said.
Now, yes, the number of hairballs expelled. For some cats, that would be very, very true. So if we go with the concept of sun,
Mm-hmm.
we could have it related to the sun itself, but it could also be the actual like sunbeam in terms of like the spot on the ground where the sun is, which then could be related to like how warm it is, because you know, like as the day goes on the sun gets weaker, and so like those spots are less nappable. They lose their.
Yeah, and magpie, it's not nap times, it's nap place. That's the thing, because it's the nap place that changes. I'm thinking that this might be a thing where they would have entirely separate routes for sun and sun position. Not like where the sun is in the sky, but where the sun is shining. I think that could be a route.
And I'm trying to think, like, you actually get the best sun spots on the ground when the sun is actually like not straight overhead, right? Because you need the slanting to get the. If it's straight overhead, I guess everything is lit up as long as there's nothing above you. So I guess the only reason house cats have to kind of wait for the afternoon sun is they have to wait for the sun to come through the windows. But that's a house problem, not.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and obviously cats would have, if they were to become sentient and walk upright and could use their little paws as hands, when they build houses, there would be windows all over. They would be obligatory.
To get the most out of the day.
Yeah, like even if they didn't develop glass technology before they started building houses, right? They would build hatches in the roof so that you could close it for rain, but open it the rest of the time.
So how would we talk about the meaning in terms of the sun spot? Like a root meaning the actual sun, right? That would be one root. But then the other root would be something along the lines of like.
Well, the thing is, what you'd want is, I mean, the thing that makes sense is to put sun in either class 7 or class 8. And then that would refer to the sunspot or sun's position. But,
Well, I mean, since that container actually comes from something they consider that they turn that root into the meaning home in general, I feel like that would be like a good napping spot is the sun
yeah,
home.
it could lead to a very long word for when, which for me raises the question, well, maybe this is just where they stop and suddenly they have their own root for when, and just use that rather than the complex construction.
Right. And if they did have their own route, would it just be straight up like, let's use this route? Or would it be borrowed from something else? Not borrowed from another language, but like taken from something else, like semantically extended to be like, we're just going to use this to mean when without all the extra fanfare. So I don't think it would make sense to have an old root since our words for what and who developed over time. Like I feel like they wouldn't necessarily have like an old one.
Let's see it. You want to get more coffee?
There's so little left in the pot that I actually turned off the pot, and it wouldn't be worth the walk downstairs. Class 7. Well, it wouldn't be the verb form, but a nap spot, a sunbeam nap spot could be class 7. I don't know how we would define that. Do you need any water?
Let me see.
I know, I already heard you making all the noise, so that's why I thought
Yeah, I guess so.
I would ask if you wanted. I came prepared.
I had water. I just drank all of that.
Gosh. This is like my brain just stopped working, I think. It's a good time to talk about how in conlanging there's always a point that you reach where you're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it'll be a point that surprises you because it's like you've done all these other like really, complex things that you've had to think through and work on, and you made it through all that, and then like your brain is just like, all right.
This is a listed root. We can actually have a root that's just 2 vowels. Apparently.
I mean, I guess it would be just disyllabic, yeah? Or because we don't have long vowels, so it would actually be like ine.
Well, we have long vowels in the modern language.
I thought they were.
Sure, check it out. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, just spell it, yeah.
It's a cluster, but you know it isn't. Oh wow, that just gets shortened. Huh.
My brain momentarily was thinking nasal vowels, how only certain of them can be nasal. And so when you had said long vowels, I was thinking, but only certain can be. And then I realized that I was thinking the wrong thing.
Sty is just fine. Oh God, the Korean romanization system is absolutely. It's like if you want to ensure that nobody even tries to pronounce this language, you romanize something like that. What even does AE mean? It could have like 5 different pronunciations, and I'm sure all of them are wrong. But I was thinking of something that for very simple for the sun could be that.
And not.
Well, you're not going to like it, but the cat version of that would be. Oh. Really? I don't see why. Look at that.
Because we don't have syllabic consonants.
But that would be a good one. Look at that.
All of those require syllabic consonants.
Yeah, but this would be a good word. This is the ultimate expression of contentment. And so if you wanted that, that's what the word for sun should be. You like that?
I think we should use E. E is good.
Oh, and see, that's one pronunciation where it actually is. You just pronounce a in order, and you're doing it right? At least in my version of Valerian. And that's, of course, not how it is that's not how it's pronounced in Korean. And of course, you know, when it comes to multiple dialects, you just choose one. Very undemocratically and, you know, arbitrarily, you choose one and say that's it.
All right, so do we want to make this a thing? Do you want to say that E is sun and then let's run it through classes?
Yeah. In High Valyrian proper, it's Aegon. Sounds a lot better. Lay on my Aegon! Well, in English, that was the thing. I built in the idea that there could be, what should you call it? That there could be sound changes that were exactly like the Great Vowel Shift that happened in Westeros that caused them to pronounce things like that. So I came to be pronounced A. In Westeros.
To account for the fact that English actors are not going to say it.
Yeah.
When they see AE.
Yeah, but also, like, I mean, that it's not a native language to that area anyway.
Oh, Bib has a question for you.
Meles. What an absolutely impossible cluster. I can't believe that George R. R. Martin did that. It's the only thing Valyrian adjacent that has EY in it. How could he do that to me? So I just said, forget about it. That's the precise term that I said. I didn't say anything else. I said that. And I said it's just going to be Meles. I'm going to pretend like that Y isn't even there. And that some maester threw a Y in the common tongue because they didn't know what he was doing.
Because they like to sprinkle those Y's like confetti.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least when I've talked to him, he's very appreciative. And he keeps coming back to me for translations and stuff, which is cool. Don't you dare use that name. Don't say it out loud. I'll black out this version of the episode.
David doesn't like his middle name.
Even, yeah. I'm gonna change it when I get the chance. Change it to Jesse. Like that.
How are you going to spell it?
The way it's supposed to be spelled, Jaeszzie Iy. S for the S is silent. I mean, you know, you just got to do with them what you will. The thing is, like, since this whole thing is written...
David.
Since this whole thing is written from the perspective, I mean, it's never stated explicitly, but I think the conceit is that these books are actually written by some Westerosi maester, shall we say. Because of that, there's going to be a lot of conventions that are thrown in that are basically done filtered through that perspective. And so you just have to accept them as this is an oddity that somebody who grew up speaking the common tongue and was educated nevertheless, this is something that they would do, you know? And you find absolutely inexplicable oddities like this in modern day British English. And it really is British English. Let's put the blame where it lies. For example, the Spanish footballer whose name is David Villa, right? he is pronounced by the British sportscasters as David Villa. And like, this is a name we have in English. Nobody says David. They just do it for that one dude. For absolutely no reason. It doesn't sound any closer to the Spanish at all. They're just like, I guess we're going to pronounce this way for this guy for no reason at all because we are British. It's absolutely, it offends me every time I watch the World Cup, which is the only time I ever hear these names. It's disgusting.
I'm hanging on your every word.
I'm glad.
Your words. Me. Okay. Can we? Yeah. Can we return to sun?
Yeah, so if you like that, I'm trying to think my way through this. If you
Okay.
like this,
Yes.
then our sun position word is Iba.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we do that in the olive,
Mm-hmm.
it's Ibangas.
Which still has to be attached to the 10.
Yeah, let's just see how it comes out. Wait. Well, no.
So it would be
Actually, it would be this.
okay. So 10 even okis, which comes out as akos. So T 10 even akos.
And frankly, that's just going to come out as that. Be identical.
That's actually interesting.
And so, like, we could say that it's...
This means where or when, depending on context.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get away with that? Like, are there languages... I need help. Somebody, everybody, search everything. Is there any language where and when are completely indistinguishable? I feel like Jake is going to say something like, you know, in some South American language, you know, where and when aren't distinguished unless, like, you're talking about mice, and then mice have a different word for when, but rats don't. Ooh, WH-abbit. Oh,
Nice.
Jonathan, there's this famous poem, right? You know, Don Juan, about, you know, everybody knows the name, but it's based on a poem, and like, crucially, I believe it has to be pronounced Don Juan, otherwise the rhyme scheme doesn't work.
I'm going to point out my Google search, language, no distinction between where and when, results in the top hit being blue-green distinction in language.
Yeah.
Blue-green, how does that when and where?
Oh, and look at this, the second one. Did you know your language changes how you see color? No, it does not.
It just changes how you categorize them.
Ugh.
Good Lord. Okay. No, my results are like coming up really horribly.
Lord Byron.
Ooh, just a second. Here's something.
Where is it? Ah, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Till after cloying the gazettes with Kant, the age discovers he is not the true one. Of such as these I should not care to vaunt. I'll therefore take out our ancient friend Don Juan. Dastardly.
That did not help me one bit. Nope.
My goodness. Jake says in Quechua, when is derived from how much?
Ooh. Okay. I like this. All languages appear to have special words to form content questions. However, it seems to be possible to have only one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is like, it's all the same, like with some sort of gap to be filled.
Except for when, which has a special one.
It's the same as...
No. Tika by tika.
Oh, because it's really, they're looking at
Oh, I'm sorry.
this, and then that's kind of repeated,
Yeah, but see, it's totally...
separate from those.
Yeah, it's like... Miles is looking at that paper.
I don't know, Mbare, I guess they only have where, they don't have a when. My chair is noisy. I don't see a minimum. I don't know. I am really struggling to answer that.
Was this is ResearchGate. I'm not going to be able to look at that. Is this the paper you were looking at?
No. But that's a whole thing. Noam Chomsky
Ooh.
signed off on that one.
I don't know about that. Look at that. Chomsky and Hale. So this might not be super informative. Oh yeah, this is not going to be any good.
When seems to be grouped with other things, but not where so often. Like, this language has an interrogative word that appears to mean when, why, how, and how many or how much, but not where.
I just do. Oh, if you hit the word end, it goes to the end of the document. What happens if you hit home? It goes to the front of it. Well, that's cute.
Oh. Okay, so according to this person, the typology of interrogative categories, the major categories are person, thing, selection, and place. And then time is sort of a minor category, and so it's more likely to pattern with them. Who, what, which, and where are the basic lexemes in the far majority of the world's languages.
Yeah.
mean, it looks like an interesting paper. This is from a university in Berlin.
Let's do something. Something really different. Ratsbol.
What'd you look at this time?
Ratsbol. I'm just changed the word for sun entirely. Just to see how it would
Gotcha.
come out. Raspen. That's just terrible. Hey George, by the way, I was so sorry to hear about what happened with the Conlangery podcast, and I was glad that it got quickly resolved. So good work on that.
This is really interesting. Totally not relevant though, but towards the semantics of linguistic time. Looking at English and Creole. And so anyway, it's like just something that sounds like something I want to read, that's all. Okay. I'm here now. I'm totally back on it. Yes. I should not, when you tell people to search for things, I should not let myself search for them while we're on stream. Because then I have fun reading things. Okay.
Given the phonological evolution of it, I can see it just converging, but you need to be able to disambiguate in some way. You'd have to think. But the thing is, they would rarely be confused for each other. Well, I suppose, where did the mouse throw a shuffle, and when did the mouse throw a shuffle, that would be when you would do it. But, you know,
As I'm like thinking of like someone answering, yesterday. No! I mean, where did they throw it? Yesterday. We are still trying to decide what to do because the base that we had for sun would leave when and where looking identical, essentially.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to decide, is that okay? Is that not okay? We went down a rabbit hole of research to see if we could find a language that does it. The agreement could potentially differ.
No, there's no agreement.
No, because it's yeah. And yeah. And a lot of these when does seem to be a longer form because it's according to that typology, not one of the main four. And so it does seem to be a longer form, which means that it could be possible to have a bit of a mouthful on this one. But again, that would mean that the E base would not really work because that doesn't give us the mouthful and it just ends up kind of looking like this. I guess that's an interesting question. Miles asked, could the illative form here at the bottom be the when interpretation where everything else is where? Because if the allative is used as the general locative, I mean, throw is a weird one, I guess, because
Yeah.
it assumes that it's being thrown to a place, and so the illative really puts a spin on it to be like, nah, I mean, like, he was in the house when he threw it, so he threw it in the house. And so, but like if you say eat, like where did the mouse eat? Wouldn't that have to be a general locative? Like it would have to be an illative interpretation?
I don't like this.
We're gonna do it?
Yeah. I think but I think we're actually going to do it precisely the way that Miles suggested. And so when is going to be all right, and then I'm going to throw some asterisks on here. Forms for where and when are identical. Technically, either can be used for either meaning. However, conventionally, the illative when used with the where. Like it doesn't even have a basic form. I guess it's this, right?
What do you mean, sorry? The basic form for...
Tama. Because it's basically tama. Which is interesting because it looks like who, but it's not.
Right.
And so it's kind of interesting because already these things look the same. And so it's like when you use it in the nominative, it means, or the nominative or accusative, it means who. When you use it in the genitive, it means whose. When you use it in the allative or ablative, it means where. And when you use it in the illative, it means when.
Yes.
Wow. But all of that is just an accident of phonological evolution. Yes. Wow.
And I have the full sources in our grammaticalization
so that we can back it up.
Yes, so that way later when we're like, wait, why did this happen?
This is what this is all about. This is just like in math when you have to show your work. You can just do crazy stuff like this, but then it's like, okay, show me how you got there, and we're like, oh, I just made it up. You know, it's not very impressive. You got to show your work. All right. So the word.
Ooh, Karis is reading more carefully that same paper I was looking at and says another surprise is that place is almost not attested as a source for time. That is surprising given that space and time are often used. Well, space is often used metaphorically to understand time because we can see space, we can be in space, but time is... The one kind of math David likes is geometry, where you have to do proofs and matrices and blah, blah, blah.
It's true. I really liked it. And
the best math is, of course, more algebra.
And the thing is, when I created my Conlang class that I taught at Berkeley one summer, the homeworks were inspired by the geometry homeworks that I did in 9th grade. Because I thought that's the best way to approach naturalistic conlang, and you make the decisions, but then you have to essentially, like a proof, you have to go step by step and show how you got there. I thought it worked out really well. Though I think my students were, especially because it was summer class, they were like, we have to do work. I'm like, yeah. Sorry.
I hate to tell you that's how most classes are year round. It's not a summer thing.
Okay. When used in the, what are we calling it? The basic case?
Core.
When used
It's
in
core versus local cases.
core cases and interpreted as who? When it's used in the genitive, it's interpreted as whose, animate. Yeah, put that there.
Mm-hmm. I love your spelling though of it.
Can you fix it?
Yeah, I just have to find where you are because I was down in the grammaticalization. Where? Oh wait, no, you're right here. Yes. Done. But an if could be something, you know. After you type this, we should chit chat about the next poll.
Yeah.
You've nailed it, Brian. That's it. Oh no, Mateus, I totally need to do the same thing because like I've got a lot more back information whenever I write about my own language because like same way. I just want to be like, wait, why did I do this? And I want to have something there so I remember. Oh, nice. Theory neutral. The best math is all math.
Oh, and I don't know if you missed it, but that's Logan.
Theory neutral is?
Yeah, this is his podcast. Or, well, do you call it a podcast if it's on YouTube? What do you call that? My parents keep saying that, you know, have a good podcast, and it's like, this isn't a podcast.
It's interesting.
What do you call it?
Yeah. Ooh, and it is Logan. Logan! Nice. Ooh, it's a vodcast.
Oh, no, I don't want to use that term.
It's a podcast that's mirrored to YouTube. So it's like our LangTime chat, essentially, right? Like where it's technically a podcast.
You know,
like you don't get live viewers, right? Because it's
you know, we could turn
pre-recorded.
LangTime Studio into a podcast. People would just be listening to this. They wouldn't be able to see it.
Oh my God,
Can you
that
imagine
would be
how
awful.
frustrating that would be?
Ooh, it's a podcast. Podcatcher, nice.
Wow, Jonathan's parents refer to LangTime as a call.
Oh my God, I love it.
I'm imagining, and I'm sure your parents are lovely, I'm imagining they're 90 years old. Are you going on the phone call, dear? Enjoy your call.
Your old person voice sounds really close to your Missouri voice.
No.
And nobody can see it. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's what Brian does at work. Just listens. Yeah, that's tough.
Or conventional.
Okay, thank you,
No.
Silvertail. I like that. It's a podcast if you only need sound to understand what's happening. I like it. Okay. And so, yeah, that's not what we are.
Oh, no, I'm going to get in trouble. Jonathan's parents are going to call me.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Lang Lab. Oh my gosh, I love that too. We're a lab for language.
Well, you know what we need to do, because this is a phenomenon going way back. People like Chick Hearn and Vin Scully were broadcasters who were trained to simulcast, which is, it was understood that when they were, you know, commentating on a game, that some people were going to be watching it on television and some people were going to be listening on the radio. And so they developed a very particular style so that you would be able to profitably listen to it, you know, without ever seeing the screen, but you also wouldn't be annoyed by it if you were watching TV. I think that art has been lost for the most part.
Yeah. Okay, quick question. This when form, is it, did we decide that it's going to be based on ben?
Yeah.
As the sun, so that is, it does have
Yeah, let's
that in
do
there.
it. Let's go ahead and throw that in.
Okay.
And then work out. Anyway, but what I was going to suggest is that we should do LangTime Studio as if it was simulcast. It's like, so instead of saying, give me a sec, I would say, going up to our nominal class table so that I can decide which class Sun should be in. As a reminder, we have 9 classes and so on. So like, well, the question is, do we want to just allow E just for Sun on its own?
I think it should be soft, whatever it is. It's welcome and soft and spongy.
So E or Ila?
I mean, I like the idea that Sun could just be E, but I also like the sound of Ila. And so like, but I kind of like the idea that it's just E.
Yeah, I do too. So.
And now for all of you following along at home, David is typing the entry. The protoform is, of course, the central high vowel E, followed by a J, the IPA J, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start doing this to really not give us dead airspace.
Yeah.
Just narrate everything.
Okay, so we call this sunspot, sun position, and this is going to be the, how exactly to call this, the point on the ground where the sun pools.
And as you're doing that, David, can you pop up to mole and change that to sun?
Yeah, but the thing is that it needs more done to it.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make sure we didn't forget.
Because we need to figure out how it's going to actually think it's going to be like that, right? E?
I think so.
Okay, E. No. Oh, I got rid of it.
Oh no! Yeah.
And then E.
Well, that voice,
Oh,
it'll.
right at the
they're
end.
back?
Right at the end.
Ugh.
Oh, she says the sun is not warm. In other words, not class 9. I like the idea of it being soft, but maybe warm just make more sense.
Warm and abstract.
Yeah. What do you think, Jess? It's your call.
It doesn't voice. I thought the K voiced after a voiced consonant.
No.
Wrong. Okay. I guess part of me is like, we're getting a whole lot of class 9, and so I don't know. But I guess moon could be class 4 and sun could be class 9.
Magpie says the sun being soft is cute.
Okay, let's do it. I like it.
Alright.
Because then it could also have a secondary meaning of, like, sunlight, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, Iha. Iha can be sunlight. Do we have time to do that? Let's do it. Because the sun fur is sunlight. So let's find, do we have a class 9 that I can just take? There we go. Oops. Oh, did we not fix this? Or did we decide to keep it?
Last time I thought we were separating them out.
But did we just not do it?
Did we just not do it to that one? Let me check. You get class 9 and get Iha, because it's going to be nasalized, right? Iha?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Let me know if that ends up changing. I'm going to go through and...
Oh, Ian. The H disappears.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be a Y there. Okay, so I will fix that. in a moment. No, we left them all as nouns for the time being.
Except for right here. So we have to here to
So this
flee.
is what we were planning on doing. This is where we were, and we just kind
We
of
just
like
haven't done it yet. So I have to
stopped.
sit down and actually do all the old sit down and do work.
All right, and this was yeah. Oh wait, oh no, yeah, just yeah.
Yeah, so then this becomes interesting because I don't even know what's going to happen here. Emi.
Nice.
Okay. Let's just go.
Boop.
Boop.
Hmm.
All right, and that stays.
All right. Now, 4 minutes, David.
Yep.
What are we gonna do for a poll?
I have no idea.
All right, so we're in questions. What else did we want? I mean, we still need number forms. We don't have a lot of derivation, so we can always, we don't have any derivation. So that could be a discussion. And we don't have number forms yet. We are also obviously gearing up to, at some point in the near future, orthography.
Yeah, all
So-
of these sound like a lot of work, and we don't have a lot of time as we're leaving for a trip. Oh, by the way, that was the other thing. Oh, I guess we are gonna have extra time because we're gonna be off next week. We are off next week. We didn't even discuss a special episode.
Oh, no.
Because
I thought you had said we would have streaming capabilities there, so I
we
didn't even
are.
realize.
However, our presentation is at 2 p.m.
That's
on
right.
Thursday.
And so we'll be presenting at the time of the live stream. So we'll
Yeah.
have a special episode next Thursday.
I mean, unless we want to do it later, I don't know.
But this Saturday is our patron live stream, yeah?
Yes.
So this Saturday, patrons, noon Pacific live stream. Next Thursday, it will have to be a special because by the time we get done with the presentation and maybe have dinner or whatever, I have no idea what time we'll get back. So we'll have to have some sort of pre-recorded thing.
Yeah, I am so sorry, Mateus. I didn't realize because we're presenting the University of Washington, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. I didn't realize that our presentation was going to be exactly at 2 p.m. Thursday, Pacific time, which is unfortunate because we're going to be at a friend's house who has just, all of the tech, and so it would have been a perfect place to do a stream. But we'll have to figure out something else to do.
Reindeer and penguin languages, those were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so also though that means that next week I won't be able to do the live happy birthdays, and so for next week, happy birthday to Yuan if you happen to hear that. And Ragdoll's son, happy birthday next week. That's not this week, but the next one. But again, won't be able to do my birthday shout outs live. So here they are, a wee bit early, like a week and a half early, but there they are.
So maybe what I will do since we have this extra time is I will do an orthography poll. Jesse and I will discuss like what to do because I think there's two questions, not only like what the forms are going to be and what letters or what sounds are going to be assigned to, but also like what stage of development we're going to.
Yeah, when we're going to apply the spelling system.
Yeah, so that's a thing. So what that means is that the poll might go up late, but there will be extra time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yay.
4 p.m.
All right. Well, we hope you all have a wonderful, 2 weeks. Gosh. But we will post something for you to watch next Thursday. Just sorry it won't be live. And we will be live again in November. In the meantime, happy end of October. And stay grammar.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.